Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Track by Track Reviews. My name is Rory Sullivan, and here we're going to be talking about new music, new bands, all that good stuff. And basically how we do things here is we take albums, break it down track by track, review each song, and then review the album as a whole. And basically how we rate things here is just albums 1 to 10, and it could be a decimal in between, 5.5, 8.5, that kind of thing. And also with YouTube being so strict about their copyright rules, I can't guarantee that there will be sample clips of music in every video. In this one there will be, because I contacted someone from the record company, but I can't guarantee that every episode is going to have sampled clips of music. Alright, so let's just get right into it. The first band I want to talk about is called Phantogram. They're a male and female duo from Saratoga Springs, New York, with a pretty unique sound that I like a lot. The album's called Eyelid Movies, and basically what they do is they combine heavy hip-hop beats, great production, rock guitars, and electronic pop, sort of a dreamy kind of feel, like a beach house, and the female vocal delivery reminds me a little bit of Beth Gibbons from Portishead. But a very strong debut album, great from top to bottom. Alright, so now that you've got some background, it's time for a track by track review. The first song on the album is called Mouthful of Diamonds. It's also the first single, and the female vocalist Sarah Barthel, hope I'm saying that right, sings on this track. It opens with this really cool sounding synth that sort of sucks you in. Then enters this great beat, and then some low synth and guitar to give it some direction. This song is just infectious. It's actually my favorite song in the album. It's my #1 pick.
You've got a mouthful of diamonds and a pocket full of secrets.
The second track on the album is called When I'm Small. It's also the second single from the album. Sarah's singing on this track as well. It's along the same lines as Mouthful of Diamonds, a little slower and a little more serious. There's a part where almost all the instruments cut out and it's just her voice. It's very sincere. It's very personal. It sounds really good. I don't like the song as much as Mouthful of Diamonds, but it's one of the stronger tracks on the album for sure. The third song on the album, called Turn It Off, starts with one of the big reasons I like this album: good drum beats. This song is also the first we hear of male band member Joshua Carter, and he's got a really good voice. It fits with the music really well. Sarah's still there. She's in the background adding some tasteful melodies. The only minor problem I have with the song, it's not that long, but it does repeat the chorus one or two too many times. It's a good chorus though, so it doesn't bother me too much. Still a very good song. The next track is called Running from the Cops. This is also one of my favorite songs on the album. I'd say of all the tracks, this is probably where you hear the hip-hop influence the most. And not just because it's called Running from the Cops. It really sounds hip-hop. But then Sarah's dreamy voice comes in and you realize this is more than just a hip-hop song. And the vocals from Josh Carter, they sort of split it here, and he sounds like he's singing underwater. It's very strange, but it works. The next song, entitled All Dried Up, is probably the most natural sounding song on the album. It's still surrounded by this electronic feel, but the acoustic guitar and sleigh bells, believe it or not, fit in really well and don't stand out in any odd sort of way. And Sarah's voice really shines on this track. It is gorgeous. And this song may sound like there's not a whole lot going on, but there really is. It's that slowed down feel that makes you think otherwise, but there's really, if you listen hard, a lot going on. The next song is called As Far As I Can See, and for such a sad realization, as far as I can see, nobody loves me, it's a pretty upbeat song. The beat and synths are used perfectly again. There's some synth horns in there to add some feel and rhythm. It sounds really good also. This song's always kind of going to remind me of Portishead's Sour Times just because of the lyrical content, and this is probably where her voice sounds the most similar to Beth Gibbons. The next song, called You Are the Ocean, features Joshua's vocals again, and he sounds really good here. The guitar is great. The progression is what I really like about this song though. The verses build into the chorus really well, and the first time you hear the chorus is about 2.5 minutes in. Something about the vocals in this song really appeals to me. The only problem I have with the song is it's a little long. It's about 5.5 minutes, but it's still a really good song. The next track is called Bloody Palms. This is about the point in the album where it starts to get a little samey. Not too much, but the sounds are getting a little too similar from here to the end of the album. This is probably my least favorite hook of the album. It's played during the first couple seconds and then later throughout the song. It's just a little too simple for me. The next song is Futuristic Casket, and this is kind of what I mean by samey. It sounds very similar to Bloody Palms. The singing style is a little different in this song. It's more of a yelling, sort of. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Next song, called Let Me Go, is good and bad. There's some really cool things going on with sounds. There's some cool horns, a more complex drum beat than what it sounds like, and some other cool things. There's decent guitar during the middle part that I really like. But once again, the hook, this time in the vocals, is a little too basic for me. The final song, 10,000 Claps, is a lot different from the rest of the album. It starts off with what sounds like a pretty old piano, and then Sarah's voice comes in, and once again the production is so good, she sounds like she's singing in your ear. This is an example of when simplicity is good. It's very pretty. Unfortunately, it doesn't really go anywhere. However, I do think it fits really well as the closing track. Very slow, very beautiful. Nice, a good note to go out on. I gave this album a 7 out of 10. I really like this album. Now, it didn't blow my mind or anything, but there's some really well executed and catchy songs on here. I also can't say that I really dislike any of the tracks either. They're all good from start to finish. Now, lyrically, there isn't anything too deep or revealing going on in this album, but there's some good lines throughout, and I like the vocals so much that it wasn't really an issue. But if you want to hear music that combines elements from genres like hip-hop, electronic, dream pop, then Phantogram is for you, because they pull it off very effectively. That's our review for this week. Once again, Phantogram with Eyelid movies from Barsuk Records. This is pretty much the kind of thing you should expect each week. We'll take an album, take it track by track, review it, and from the video, I think you should be able to see if you're interested in a band or not. And every week, I'm going to leave stuff on the side, music videos, Myspace pages, record label pages, all that kind of stuff. And once again, we're not going to be able to get music samples every week. I'm going to try. It's up to the record labels. So this week, I'd like to thank Wes Howerton, who was really cool, emailed me back real quick, and gave me permission to use samples from Eyelid movies. And big thanks to him over at Barsuk Records. Alright, that's it for this week. My name is Rory Sullivan, and this has been Track by Track Reviews.